pretty much said that it was all gossip and that I lied, that I called his son a liar, that I pretty much sided with the assailant, and then made other videos saying that I was friends with the teacher, so on and so forth. And that he has all of this stuff. Him and the woman who was posting these videos also called for many people to come and try to take down my page. These are the same people who doxed this teacher. This is a very dangerous situation. This is a very young teacher, by the way. And to put her name out there, not only on Facebook, but on TikTok, to strangers, which is a national platform, is a very dangerous situation. They put up phone numbers, by the way. They put up not only her name, but they put up phone numbers to this woman. So I am no longer going to have sympathy. I am an individual who is not friends with the Board of Education. I am not friends with these minors. I'm not friends with this teacher. I'm friends with lots of teachers, but this one, I'm not friends with her. I don't know her. This is a very dangerous situation. And I tried very hard to be kind and to be non-biased and to just sit there and say, listen, let this play out. But I'm not going to do that anymore, because now we have gone into a situation where we have now been, we have gone into a territory where this is really serious. So I'm going to give you the facts of what really has transpired and tell you why what has transpired is not being honest. The Board of Education can't speak up. The teacher can't speak up. And this father who's making all of these videos is using that to his advantage. I can speak, and I will speak. Usually I speak out against the Board of Education, political officials, people in power. But I feel that somebody who is using social media as a platform to take advantage of individuals who can't speak for their own power, those are people in power. And so I will speak for them, because that to me is not okay. And what it also does is it makes it harder for victims of sexual assault to be able to be believed. And that pisses me off, because there are many, many people, many children, many people who are victims every single day. And when individuals like this come out and use this against the Board of Education or against anything and go out on tangents for their own purpose, then those real victims are not believed. And that's not okay with me. That's not okay with me. And so I'm sick and tired of playing nice at this point. We have sympathy for victims, but when somebody takes advantage of those systems, I'm tired of it. I tried to be nice. So I'm going to tell you what really happened. Okay? So, first and foremost, on my page, on the first post, the father came in and he made a comment. And I'm going to tell you what that comment was. And this was before I had to block him from my page. Okay? The comment was, as soon as the city attorney releases the FIFO, I'll gladly release certain details. The teacher did not report until after we came to the school. The school did not alert the Board of Education. We had to contact the supervisor of the Board of Education. They failed to submit a BRIM report. Had to press the issue with the Maine Board of Education, of West Virginia, which contacted a forensic interview with CPS. That did not happen until 6 weeks ago. We have been fighting since September. That's what his comment was on my page, okay? He was perfectly fine with my post until I commented on this. I responded. He was fine with that post until I commented and said, I sympathize with you. I just am not going to go toe to toe. I know, and you know, that you're not being honest. When I said to him that he was not being honest with this comment, that's when he got honest, because he knew that I knew more to the story. I was not reporting more. I was not going to tell everybody that I knew more. And when he knew that I knew more to the story and I wasn't reporting, he got scared. And that's when he ran with it, and he wanted my page shut down because he was afraid that I was going to tell people that I knew more. And then he wanted to know, how did I know more? And what was I going to say? And then he went to his followers and he asked all of his followers to come and report my page to shut it down, because he was afraid that I was going to tell people that I knew more, which I do. I wasn't going to report it because guess what? Let the investigation play out. But that's not what he wanted. He just wanted people to be silent because he knew the teacher couldn't speak and the Board of Education couldn't speak. But he wanted to be the only one who could speak because he liked that. He liked the fact that he could be the only one to speak. But guess what? I can speak. I can speak. And I'm going to speak. Because you're not going to take advantage. And you're not going to sit there and use sexual assault of children to pad your narrative when there are real victims out there. That's not what's going to happen. Because I sit here and I fight every single day for victims. And I sit here and I fight against the Board of Education. And so when we sit here and we go against the Board of Education for things that they haven't actually done, it makes it harder for me to do my job when I actually have to fight against them. Because guess what? They're screwed up every single day. And I'm happy to fight a fight against them, except when it's not a real fight. So let's talk about what really happened. In September, his son was called in. He went in for a meeting in September because he was being called in because his son was losing his place on the football team due to poor grades. It was at that point that the allegations of sexual assault was brought up, and only then, not before. He never called the police. At no point, at no time, at any point, did sexual assault allegations ever arose. It was at a meeting in which his son's position on a football team due to poor grades then was sexual assault allegations brought up at that meeting. And that is when the father said, my son has been sexually assaulted, when his position on a football team due to poor grades got brought up. That's when, and that's the only time. At that point, the parents did not call the police, and they did not want interventions. They did not pull their child from the school. They didn't transfer their child from the school. For the entire school year, they kept their child in that school. They could have pulled their child from the school. They could have transferred. They continue to say, I want to transfer my child. My child feels unsafe and I could transfer. He keeps saying over and over again, the Board of Education won't let me transfer my child because of transcripts. That's what he keeps saying. Because of, I've been fighting this since September, but I can't because of, they won't give me my transcripts. That's not how transfers work. That's not how transfers work. If you want to transfer your child, you go to a school and you fill out a transfer form. You don't need transcripts. Nobody needs a transcript to transfer your child. You go to a school and you fill out, I want to transfer my child on a transfer paper. That's it. You don't need transcripts. You go to a school and then there's a transfer paper all it just says is, I transfer my child, and you sign it. And then the principal just signs that, and that's it. That's it. And unless that school is completely full, which none of our middle schools are, that's it. There's absolutely no reason. So unless you have a piece of paper that literally says denied, which I would like to see, I would like to see a transfer form that says denied. Can you produce a transfer form that says denied from a middle school? So you have to go, if you're at East Fairmont